My, 19 meters, dad, 50, is a HS teacher. I heard him telling his friend that a student has a crush on him and he has to report it, but only because she's ugly and he wouldn't report a hot girl. My das is a dick to begin with, so fuck him if he goes down for this. But he had a buddy over last night and I was in the next room and my dad said that he has another student who has a crush on him. His friend asked him what he was going to do. My dad said he had to report it to the human resources. His friend said that was smart. My dad then said yeah, but only because she's one of the ugly ones. If she was hot he'd not be so fast to report it. And they both laughed like tucking chat idiots. Should I report him to the school and fuck him up because he's disgusting? Am I the only one that op seems kind of unhinged to based on the additional commentary? Living with his dad till 26 to get an inheritance. Multiple comments about how he hates his dad and wants him to go down. Just weird situation altogether. What are you reporting your dad for? Following his job's policies and making a stupid joke to his friend in his home? Kind of unhinged? He sounds quite deranged. Jesus Christ, what a loser. I hope the school catches wind. He seems like a creepy teacher. Op sounds like a loser too. I went down and read some of his comments and he sounds like a lunatic. He is staying with his parents for an 87k inheritance that he claims he is going to turn it into billions. This guy is unhinged. My das is a dick to begin with, so fuck him if he goes down for this. Tucking chat idiots. The only thing faker than Op's story is his age. It's gross either way, but what grade level does he teach out of curiosity? Also, if you do report him, I'm not sure what they would do. You have no evidence, and your father would just likely say it didn't happen and you did it out of spite. Your father is a douche though. He won't go down for this, no one will care dude. He'll just explain that his son is deeply troubled and all his co-workers will commiserate. This will be convincing to literally everyone because you're the kind of guy who calls people chat sincerely. No, you shouldn't knock on your dad, you humongous baby. Boyfriend still shares many things with ex and does not care that it bothers me. My boyfriend, 38, and me, 29, are together since 1.5 years, living together since a year now. He broke up with his ex of 7 years when we met and they still have a car, flat they bought. She is using the car and living in the flat, and shared phone contract together, and she is on his healthcare plan. Told him last weekend that it makes me uncomfortable since once before when we had a fight he threatened to go back with her. I want her off his healthcare and having her own accounts since it would show me he is serious about us, and the current situation makes me feel insecure. He straight told me he won't do it since it is cheaper for her and he wants to help her. He has a bad conscience about leaving her. They were broken up before once for 2 years, same story that he met someone else and broke up with her, but still shared the car. He asked me yesterday why it is so important to me, and when I started explaining he started playing on his PlayStation and then putting his fingers in his ears instead of listening since he wanted a calm Sunday and told me he doesn't care. How can I approach and improve the situation? Update 1 day later. Thank you all so much for your messages and support. I am beyond grateful and many of you have opened my eyes. At the moment I am considering my options to leave and where to go. To clear a few things up. 1. We live in France, where you don't need to be married to be on a healthcare plan together. Being registered together is enough and they are both registered on their shared property. 2. He did not cheat on her with me. We met as friends first and shortly after he met me he broke up with her. I wasn't the only reason for their breakup, but the deciding one. From what I heard from him and common friends after they were broken up, first from 2015 to 2017 they became an item again, but were living mostly separate lives. She is working 6 days a week and went on long holidays without him often. So they weren't in the best place when I came along. He told me she feels like a relative to him. They both moved from Italy to France together almost 10 years ago, and when he was still searching for a job she supported him financially. He mentioned often he is thankful for that and still feels like he needs to give back. She is 5 years older than him BTW, so also like a motherly figure in a way. Of course it worries me that he had no real time to get over this relationship before starting a new one twice. 3. She has a new boyfriend now since about a year, but I don't know anything more. 4. We will speak tonight after work about how to continue. Please also excuse if I am not so responsive until then, but I value all of your responses a lot. Update 9th of March 2021. Thanks to all of you again for your comments, concern and support. When I posted this yesterday afternoon, I was expecting maybe 3 to 5 responses telling me I was overreacting, but the sheer amount of responses is overwhelming and I feel heard and seen by you. I'm sorry if I did not reply to everyone in person yet. I will during the week, but needed to work and calm a bit down to today. Also, I value your different viewpoints a lot. Everyone has a good point. My boyfriend and me have spoken now. I told him about my decision to go to see my family until Easter at least. I am sad and heartbroken of course, but also feel some relief that I didn't let him sweet talk me into staying with him, and he didn't even try much, to be fair. I think he understood I have reached the end of my nerves and need a change of scenery. Since a year we are also in lockdown together most days. He usually goes to work 1 day a week and I work from home all of the time. I will go to see my sister and then other family in another country and take the time to reevaluate all that has happened in the past, and he will do the same. He is acting mature and understanding today. Since we both have a lot of work and important meetings tomorrow, we have left it at that for now. I of course hope everything will turn out for the better. If you have any questions, please just ask. I of course tried to protect our privacy, so won't share any too personal details, but about conversations, situations, etc. is fine for me. Besides that, I would value it a lot if you could share other posts or links to stories like mine to read or watch, so people in alike situations including me can feel like we are not alone in this. Some of you in similar situations already reached out to me. That helps me a lot to feel like I am sane, and I try my best to support you too, of course. Heart. Leave him. Let him go back to his ex because you don't deserve that. He's manipulating you and gaslighting you. That man does not love you. Come on lady, you can do better than this excuse of a guy. Him threatening to leave you for her should have been your wake-up call. He's not serious about you. He knows he controls you because no matter how uncomfortable you are, he doesn't stop because you don't do anything about it. Do something about it. Leave. I'm sorry you're dealing with this, but you need to walk away. Thank you all for the good advice. You have opened my eyes and made me feel heard and seen. Tonight he was very sweet again, ordered my favorite food for me and tried to cheer me up, but it has been too much. Please wish me strength. I can move out and on and stay strong. I am already so heartbroken. Keep commenting as much as you need for support. Everyone is here to help give you the strength. He's being nice now so you won't leave, but see the bigger picture. These issues have been happening for a long time. You're in your best years. Enjoy them. Don't be put through this by him or anyone else. Please leave him. He is toxic AF and way too childish for his age. Childish is the right term. In good times it is cute and funny, but when I can't even express myself for 5 minutes, not anymore. I, 25F, discovered that my mother, 55F, has been lying to me all of my life and I don't know what to do now. Since ever I, 25F, was raised by my mom, 55F, to believe my father, 60M, was a bad man. He walked on us when I was just 4 years old. Since then every time he was mentioned my mom told me how bad of a man he is. When they got divorced he had visitation rights, and I would feel very uncomfortable when he would visit or take me out for some ice creams or a meal. He was always in my life but from a distance, like he would come to my plays, or my big games. Come by on my birthdays with a gift in his hand. But I've never wanted him around cause all I can think about were the things my mom kept telling me, that he's a bad man. She never told me why he was a bad man, and when I grew up a little I asked her if he hit her or something. She said no, never. but he was very selfish and angry and just left us two girls alone. As I said, he was always in my life, but I was the one who pushes him away. His presence felt uncomfortable to me, and he felt it too, so he gave me space. He didn't pressure. On my 19th birthday, when he came to visit me, I told him I don't want him in my life anymore and that he left us when we needed us the most, and he said that he supported us, and I told him it's not about money and told him to just go. That was the last time I talked to him, and every year since he calls on my birthdays and on Christmas, but I don't pick up. 2 weeks ago I met one of my mom's old friends. I didn't see her since I was like 12. We chatted and exchanged numbers and promised to meet. 3 days ago we actually met and we had a lovely chat, when my father came up and she said that she couldn't believe what my mom did to him back then. I was shocked, of course, and I asked her to tell me, and she told me that my mother cheated on him several times with several men, and that he forgave her more than once, but when finally he was fed up he left her and divorced her. I was completely in shock, because that's not what my mom told me. I went to my mom's home at once and confronted her. At first she denied everything, but after some time and yelling and then more yelling, she cried and told me everything. That she cheated on him and he couldn't take it anymore, and when he left she was so angry at him that whenever his name got mentioned she would say these horrible things about him. I'm now completely lost. I don't know what to believe or what to do anymore. This man I've hated my entire life, and I mean literally hated, and now I discovered that my mom, the most important person to me in the whole world, is a liar and cheater, and he is the good one! Exclamation mark. Can you please advise me, what should I do now? I mean, I haven't spoken to my dad for the past 6 years, and I've treated him like shit my entire life. Would he be willing to accept my call after everything I've done to him? Or should I leave everything as it is? I mean, the damage has been done already. It's not like I can flip a switch and love him immediately. Now he's still practically a stranger to me. What do you think I should do? Exclamation mark. Update. I've had couple of days to think on my own, and some 12 or hours since I posted her to read your comments and your DMs. I've read everything, especially the comments and DMs insulting me and calling me names. This is too much for me, and I've decided to cut both of my parents completely from my life. I will have no contact with my father and my mom. From this moment on, they're both dead to me. I'll be moving to another state, and I've contacted one of my friends in another state so I can crash at her place for some time till I find a place for me to live there. I'll also contact a lawyer as soon as possible to note a possibility of changing me legal name so neither of them can find me anyway. Thanks though for all of the comments and advice, even the ones that are insulting and calling me names in it. Also, thanks for all the supportive and even hateful DMs I've got. Update 2. Thanks for all of you for pointing out how a horrible place the internet is. Smile. First encouraging me to make my own decision, then blasting me for doing something you don't agree with. Really, thank you all for making me realize this. I'll be disabling this account as I don't want to hear any more from you. And yes, I've already contacted a lawyer to know the process of changing my legal name. I'll also be traveling next thing in the morning, and I've changed my phone number. I don't want any contact with any of my parents. And no, I won't regret my decision, as from this moment to me they've already died, so no need to think any more about them as they're already dead. And for all the hateful people here, hope you have a great life despite all the hatred you have in your hearts. Did I miss another update? Why on earth would you cut your dad out of your life when he didn't do anything wrong? Strangers on the internet called her names apparently, so she can't deal with any of this anymore. Her family being this. I mean, sure, I can believe the last part. She had her mom do the thinking for 25 goddamn years, and suddenly she realized that the woman who was everything for her wasn't truthful. I guess that's worthy of a meltdown if you have so little in the way of mechanisms to deal with the real world. But holy hell.